Alright, so I decided another video that I'm gonna do, because this is quick. So, like, everybody wants to know what kind of wrestling manager I would be. So, I've come up with decisions to either be one like Paul Bear, who carried urns. I don't know. I've got a couple here at home. My own homemade urns. You know, these are homemade, but these are mine. I've either come up with the decision to be a urn carrier for wrestling, or am I going to be just one to take on a rough character? I don't know. Like, the one thing I do know is that I want a world heavyweight champion. That I do know. I'm going to somehow one day manage a world heavyweight champion, whether it's a TNA world heavyweight or I'm not necessarily going to work for the WWE, but you know, be a world heavyweight champion. But I'm still trying to come up with the character I would be in wrestling. So I'm still trying to figure out what name I would call myself, because I've thought of 3 different types of names. I've thought of JB, which I thought was lame. I thought of Loudmouth J, because you guys know me being a very loud mouth. When am I not talking? That is my question. When don't I talk? I run my jaw from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. So my question is, what name would I take on as a wrestling manager? I'm going to entertain, so I got to get out there and I'm going to just run my little jaws into the microphone, the pipe bomb. So my question is, what kind of manager would I be? Would I be to a dark character like the Paul Bear character, who you obviously know I won't talk with that oh yes voice. I don't do woo yes, I don't do all that. And we're not going to go that far with it, but my question is, what type of manager would it be? Now I'm trying to get used to talking to people, so I'm getting used to the camera. But my question is, am I going to be a country character to where I wear my hat, and if the wrestling company wants me to wear boots, I got to go buy a pair of boots. But you know, it's up to what the wrestling company wants. But I'm working on what I'm going to do, because I really kind of am very, very inspired by the wrestling character and the wrestling manager Paul Bear and The Undertaker. Those were my favorite characters in WWE. As for TNA, Abyss was my favorite. Abyss and his dad Mitchell, James Mitchell, were my 2 favorite people in the TNA brands. And then you had The Undertaker, Paul Bear, in the WWE brand. So as a person, I'm still trying to figure out where I want to go with what I want to do. So I don't think I'm going to dress up like a mortician, because most of you know I'm not certified in the funeral field yet, or if I was going that route, I'm not certified to be a mortician, so it's kind of hard to play a mortician character. But I am a very dark personality, so hey, carrying an urn for a dark person, carrying a dark-souled person coming from the graveyard, and we're burying you in the middle of the ring with the body bag and the 2 caskets, or whatever we bring, the hearse or whatever. So, my question is, what kind of manager should I be? And what name should I come up with? That is the question I'm coming out as. What is my name in wrestling? What should it be? I know I'm getting comfortable to talk in front of a lot of people, because I just don't care what people think. I'm tired of caring what people think. You don't like me? The Lord Jesus does, so that's all I got for you. But my question for YouTube is, what should my name be? What should my wrestling management name be? Because I don't see myself as actually getting in the field as being a wrestler. But hey, you never know. I might get strong enough to get in there and whoop some hind, but you never know. I'm scared the knee won't let me, but you guys just never have no clue, because things happen the way they happen. So, where do I go from here? What's my wrestling name? I think it should be Loudmouth J, because you know I'm a loud mouth. When am I shutting up? And a lot of people look at me for my first retail store, and they look at me as, you were this quiet, now you won't shut up. People look at me like, Jay, do you have a mute button? No. And God gave me a voice, so I'm going to continue using that voice. I'm going to continue doing the things with the urn, holding it up like Paul Bear. I'm going to do me. So my question is, what kind of wrestler do you want me to, what kind of wrestling manager do you want me to be, and what kind of wrestler should I manage? because I know I want them to have some form of the World Heavyweight Championship, whether what company I ever work for. I know I want it to be a World Heavyweight Champion or the Intercontinental Champion. Or, who knows? Maybe a pro wrestling company that has a pro wrestling championship. At this point, it doesn't matter. It's just what I can get into and what I'm blessed with. But I know I want to be the caliber of a manager. I know I want to be in some form of managing a big top name superstar with a top name belt. So like I said, if I'm going to hold the urn upon my head and do all kinds of goofiness, this is where YouTube, you need to help me step in and give me some advice on where to go with this. And if you have wrestling companies that you can advise, send these videos to, get them interested. AWA or PWA, I think is one of them. You got ROH is another one of them. I think there is some kind of, I can't think of. I think there's a Kentucky Pro Wrestling. I think there's an Ohio Pro Wrestling. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think there's Ohio Pro Wrestling. If you guys can get them involved, if you're watching, send me a line here. I'm going to work on my public speaking skills because, I'm getting there. The camera ain't bothering me now. So like I said, drop me some lines right down at the bottom of the comments. Once again, subscribe to my channel and we'll go from there. I just need what I'm going to do. And like I said, this is a way to network. The only way I'm going to get out in the wrestling company is if I network through YouTube, through Facebook, anything to get your name out there. Any way to get out there in public and speak. That is the way you get yourself in a company like that. You do networking. So I'm networking now. So it is up to you guys to help me. So that's all I have for this video. But once again, I'm going to be the best thing out there. So, oh, yes.